This is your life. This is all of our lives. This isn't about cannabis. This isn't about cannabis at all. This is about our rights to live the life that we deserve.
The question is that this House has considered the e-petition relating to making the production, sale and use of cannabis legal.
On Monday, October 12, 2015, a historic debate took place in the British Parliament.
For too long, this House has been held back from having the full-scale reform by the timidity of members of Parliament, for our reluctance to reform, for our fear of being attacked by the media and losing votes. Now is the time for compassion and courage.
Due to 250,000 signatures, it was the third most popular parliamentary petition ever. Parliament was forced to face reality.
They confuse use and abuse, and they jump to the conclusion that because something is morally wrong, it should be against the law. Lots of things are morally wrong, which are not against the law. It's against adultery is wrong. I think one shouldn't betray one's spouse, but we shouldn't put people in jail if they do.
Who are they? Who are they? They don't know. They don't have the experience that we have. And this is why we must stand up. This is why we must continue to stand up, because this is the right thing to do.
Clark French was 24 years old when he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2010. Intense pain, spasms, the inability to walk or talk. Desperation led Clark to a medicine that finally worked: cannabis.
They're trying to tell me that when I'm in pain and I consume cannabis and it goes away, they're trying to tell me I'm lying. They're trying to tell me that I would ruin my entire life and give it up for something that wasn't real. They're trying to tell all of you that.
I've looked into the eyes of so many people who said, this is the only thing that gives me relief on earth, can't I take it? Cannabis is the medicine, the oldest medicine in the world. It's been trialled and tested by tens of millions of people for 5,000 years. If there were any problems with the natural cannabis, it would have been apparent a long time ago.
There's one side of the argument that we can keep talking about, but as far as medical access, as far as legal access to cannabis therapeutics for patients, it's just a crime.
So it's very important to me. It seems to be the only medicine that works for me. But a childhood just full of pharmaceuticals, and I think it's owed to me to live in health and live the life that cannabis gives me.
Legalizing cannabis could bring in £900 million in taxes every year to the United Kingdom, save £400 million on policing, and create over 10,000 new jobs. Not to mention that 30,000 people in the UK were criminalized for the use of cannabis last year.
Prohibition of cannabis drives soft drug users into the arms of hard drug pushers.
The great lesson of prohibition is that people are suffering greatly for it, people have been criminalised and their lives have been ruined.
The biggest scandal really is that the government and successive governments have set their face against the evidence. And if you look at an evidence-based approach, there is absolutely no correlation between the legal status of a drug and the amount it gets used. In other words, prohibition simply doesn't work.
It's policy-based evidence. It's evidence that's been looked for to justify a policy rather than found and leading to a policy. Very similar to the sort of thing we find in the global warming debate.
I'm fed up of it. I'm so fed up of fighting. I am done with fighting. I don't want to fight this anymore. I don't want them to deny me. Who are they? They're trying to tell me, that my experience is wrong.
It's what I feel so passionate about, the fact that they won't be able to refuse this. This is scientific evidence that's not been made up, and it just can't be refused, surely, today.
My expectations are very low for what will actually come out of the debate. I don't think this will lead to any large-scale reform. It's helped gear up some of the other parties in opposition at the moment to such a point that now all of them are in favour of at the least medical cannabis, which is a large step forwards, leaving only the current incumbent Conservative Party from recognising the medicinal uses of the plant.
The government's official response to the petition was negative. It said legalization would send the wrong message, and also stated substantial scientific evidence shows cannabis is a harmful drug that can damage human health.
There's people that are gonna die because of them, because they won't change their minds. People are dying. We lose people. I've lost my friends. And I know so many people that have lost family members and loved ones. And just think what their lives could have been if they had legal access, if all adults had legal access to cannabis.
The footage of Clark was collated for the documentary GrassRoots, The Cannabis Revolution, due for release in 2016.
Stay tuned to the Cannabis News Network, your source for cannabis news.